Here are the top 5 hockey storylines that I'll be paying attention to at the 2026 Olympics. Macklin Celebrini is the youngest player to ever represent Canada at the Olympics. According to multiple sources, he's projected to start on the top line alongside McDavid and Wilson. Celebrini is one of the most exciting players to watch, and I'm anxious to see how he does as a young player with high expectations. Both Team Finland and Team Czechia have strong forward groups who know how to score. But both of these teams have questionable defensive units, especially Team Czechia. But from past international tournaments, we've seen hot goaltenders have some legacy games to make up for a weaker defensive unit. Or sometimes the defense just ends up clicking better than what it looks like on paper. So I'll be paying close attention to these two teams to see if their defense will actually hold them back. When it was announced that Austin Matthews would be the captain of Team USA, it was met with mixed reactions. And some reacted with criticism, saying that Matthews doesn't show up in big games. And the narrative was particularly strong when he left Connor McDavid wide open on the Four Nations golden goal. I'm excited to see if Matthews will use this criticism as fuel, or if he'll make another big mistake that puts him on blast again. The Four Nations tournament was close to being a disaster for Team Canada if it wasn't for a couple clutch Binnington saves in overtime. While Binnington is one of the most reliable goaltenders in big moments, he has literally been one of the worst goaltenders in the league so far this season. And it's not guaranteed that he'll suddenly turn it back on, as he was quite good in the regular season last year. A lot of people seem to overlook that Four Nations was just a 4-game sample size, and that the 4 games there should not override the year's worth of hockey played since then. If I'm John Cooper, I'm starting Logan Thompson and only using Binnington in an emergency situation. But on paper, this goaltending tandem looks much better than the one at Four Nations, so it'll be interesting to see how the coaching staff utilize their 3 goalies. Finally, I'm very curious to see how Team Sweden's center depth steps up with Leo Carlsson's injury. When fully healthy, I actually think Sweden's a sleeper pick to be just as good as Canada or the US. But without their most skilled center, they'll really need guys like Pettersson to step up. It seems like Pettersson's transitioned his playstyle into a more conservative two-way forward, but he's another player that I'm going to keep my eye out for how he handles pressure in big games. Let's see if the lack of a true number 1 center will hurt an otherwise great team. Here's a review of the list, and in the comments, let me know which storyline you'll be paying attention to the most.